Welcome back to another episode of the SATS Show, your beginner-friendly guide to saving in Bitcoin. Today, we're going to talk about the real truth about saving in Bitcoin for 1.5 years. Results! I thought I was going to start off with the screenshot of the thumbnail, and I forgot that I'm up here. I forgot that I'm up here in the corner. I'm over here behind the scenes. Anyway, I wanted to show you guys my thumbnail today. I feel super proud about it today. This is your savings in... Let me get this mouse over here. There it is. This green little piggy bank. This green little piggy bank represents your savings in US dollar. Okay? And I wanted to get a piggy bank that was like all emaciated and like skinny and you can see its ribs through its skin, but I couldn't get the right combination of words to get the AI to generate that for me. So this is as good as it gets. We have the fiat piggy bank that will never ever get full of value because it's constantly being leached away from it by the inflation monster, by the inflation mosquito, right? As the government prints more money, your savings lose purchasing power over time. So even though it might look like you have a set amount of paper money, that set amount of paper money buys less and less things the longer you hold it. Okay? Where the exact opposite happens with Bitcoin savings. When you save in Bitcoin, the value you put into your piggy bank explodes out of the it basically destroys your piggy bank because all of the value you put into it gets multiplied, right? And your purchasing power expands more than your piggy bank can hold, technically, I guess you could say, right? So this is a good visual for it. When you save in paper money, when you save in dollars or pesos or bolivars, whatever you save in your local currency, you lose purchasing power over time because of inflation. And this mosquito is pretty small relative to the piggy bank. It should be more like something bigger. Something bigger. We can name that mosquito Gary. Nice. I like it, McLovin. I like it. Anyway, when you save in Bitcoin, the value that you set aside, the purchasing power that you set aside grows and expands, and it just blows up your savings in a good way. This is a good kind of blow up. Anyway, that is the point of the show today. We're going to talk about that a little bit more during the Why We Stack segment. But first, let's do some shout outs, guys. A shout out and round of applause from the live studio audience for Sat Wise Janks in the house. First comment of the evening. Also for McLovin. What up, McLovin? Good to see you in here. And Leonard. What up? We'll shout out people as they come in. Let's get into the first segment of the show. The SAT Strength. Oh, yeah. Today, the price of Bitcoin is $64,908.41. Back at 65 soon, I think. Soon, right? Do you guys think we'll hit 66 today? Let me know. Today you can buy 1,540 Satoshis for a single dollar. What the heck is a Satoshi? A Satoshi is a fraction of a Bitcoin. Just like a dollar is made up of 100 cents, a Bitcoin is made up of 100 million Satoshis. So if you can accumulate 100 million Satoshis, you in essence have a whole Bitcoin. Let's say you're walking down the street, minding your own business. You look down, you see a penny, you pick it up, and all the day you could have 15.45 Satoshis for a single penny. We highlight this every episode to let you visualize that it's still pretty affordable, okay? Don't worry about buying a whole Bitcoin. Just worry about stacking as many Satoshis as you can, okay? And I'm not talking about SATS coin. That's a rug pull, okay? I'm talking about Satoshis. It's the marker, the symbol for Bitcoin is BTC, and 0.0000001 Bitcoin is 1 Satoshi. Okay. Old Tart, will Hodl Boy swat Gary the skeeter? That's hilarious, dude. Nice. I'm probably gonna make that into an episode of Hodl Boy. That visual that I did for today, I like it. I like that metaphor. All right, so that is the SAT strength. Just like that. Okay. So if you're here for the real truth about saving in Bitcoin in 1.5 years results, I'm going to show you guys all the statistics in a little bit during the stack recap. Yeah, stack recap. But for now, I'm going to tell you guys why, or we're going to talk a little bit about why we actually save in Bitcoin. Okay? So let's jump into the segment we call Why We Stack. So before I show you the actual results of saving in Bitcoin for about 1.5 years, I'm going to put this slide up so we can look at it while we talk. Okay? I started to go into this during the intro, but it keeps it very simple, very easy to visualize. Okay? When you save in money, in paper money, that the government can print more of, or the banks can issue more debt with, those dollars that get newly created by issuing new debt or by approving government expenditures or money printing, those dollars are the same dollars that you use to work, that you get paid to work and you save. Okay? So there's no distinction between your dollars and the dollars they print. Okay? You have to work hard for your dollars and they just got to print them. Okay? What happens when they do that? Well, when they print the dollars like that, when they issue debt like that, it increases the supply of dollars in general. Okay? And when the money supply goes up, it takes more of that, it takes more individual units of that money supply to represent the same percentage of the money supply. Okay? And I know some of you guys have been here a long time and you understand this little scenario that we're going over, but I'm going to do it real quick just in case somebody's new and they're watching this show for the first time. Okay? So let's say that we have a pizza, and we have a pizza that's 6 slices. Okay? If we take the pizza that's 6 slices and we cut it into, and we double it and we cut it into 16 slices, okay? It doesn't make more pizza. It just makes more slices of pizza, and each slice of pizza is now worth less or has less hunger satiating power. Okay? So in the case of pizza, you want a slice of pizza with a lot of hunger satiating power, and in the case of money, you want money with lots of purchasing power. Okay? So when you slice up the pizza into more slices, you don't make more pizza, you just create more slices, but each slice represents a smaller percentage of the whole pizza pie. Okay? Same thing with money. The more money gets created, the less percentage of the overall money pie your savings represent. Okay? And so that's not the only thing. The price of making things that you need for your day-to-day life, the price of those things goes up relative to inflation, because those things that you want and need to live a normal life cost effort, right? And that effort costs a percentage of the money supply. Okay? When the money supply increases, it doesn't change how much the percentage of the money supply that thing costs to make. So the price has to reflect, and it has to look like it's going up. Okay? Because there's more available individual monetary units in the network, in the system, the thing you're buying still represents a percentage of the monetary system. And since the monetary system supply went up, now the price will reflect a higher amount of those weaker pieces of money, because it still has to add up to a percentage of that pie, right? That's a real quick example is if you have a taco and it costs you 1% of the supply of money, and the supply of money is $100, then it's going to cost you $1 for that taco. Okay? If the supply of money goes from $100 to $200 ever to exist, it still costs you 1% of the money supply to make that taco and to buy that taco. Now the price of the taco is going to cost you $2. It's always going to cost 1% of the supply. Okay? So as you increase the supply of money, you increase the prices of things, because the percentage cost and value of the supply for the thing you're making or the thing you're eating or the thing you're consuming doesn't change. Okay? It will adjust to reflect the true value of things. Okay, so when you save in USD, in dollars, or in fiat, or in any other government money, you have that little nagging mosquito on there, and it's constantly leeching away your value. Okay, the mosquito is representing the increasing money supply. Okay, because like you saved $100 in this piggy bank, right? And the money supply expanded by 10% last year, and 10% next year, and 10% the year after that, right? And if you put the $100 in here, it'll still be $100, but the purchasing power of those $100 will be a lot less in a year or two or 3 or 4, right? And so your piggy bank, it might still have $100, but the purchasing power in that piggy bank actually shrunk. It's like your piggy bank is malnourished. You're feeding it the wrong stuff. But when you feed your piggy bank Bitcoin, since it is a limited supply, you can't make more than 21 million coins. And at this point, there's a lot less than 21 million coins actually in circulation that haven't been lost or whatever. The value of it, instead of losing to inflation, it's actually gaining on inflation, because it's you can't debase it. So when you save in Bitcoin, this little piggy here on the screen represents the purchasing power of your stack bursting out of that piggy bank, because there's just so much value it can't contain it. Okay, so yes, the real truth about saving in Bitcoin in 1.5 years. Let's look at the actual numbers now. Now that you understand the concept, that's the concept. Let's look at the practical thing that we've done here on the show. We've actually done this. Okay, and we're going to show you guys those stats so far. So let's jump into that next here on the. Let me actually one more thing before we move on to the stack recap. If you learn one thing today, learn this: that saving in Bitcoin is like going back in time and giving yourself a perpetually increasing retroactive raise for the hours you've already worked for as long as you hold a Bitcoin that represents those hours. Okay, go dissect that statement. Come back with questions if you're new, or put it in the comments if you disagree, or if you don't understand a certain part of that statement. Put it in the comments. We'll explain it again if I need to. But that is the pearl of wisdom you should take with you today when it comes to saving value in any way. Okay. All right. Let's jump into the stack recap. Stack recap. Because we don't only talk about stacking sats here Monday through Friday. We actually do it here on the show. So in 2024, we started stacking. We started tracking we started tracking our stacks on a separate spreadsheet, so that people that are new to the show could not be discouraged and say, "Oh, you guys started such a long time ago. What happens if I start this year?" Okay, this is the stats for this year only. Since January 2024, we started saving $20 a day, Monday through Friday. Sometimes we bought 80, sometimes we bought 40, and today we've saved $5,597 into Bitcoin. That converted into 9.9 million Satoshis so far. So we're not even at a whole Bitcoin, guys. We're like at almost at 0.1 Bitcoin for the year, which is pretty much not that much. Like it's almost $6,000 right now, right? $6,400 would be 0.1 Bitcoin right now. So we're getting there, right? But we're not quite there yet. So it's very doable. Anyway, we accumulated 9.9 million Satoshis. If we were to go and try to buy the same Satoshis today at today's value with today's weaker money, we would have to pay 14.84% more weaker US dollars to accumulate the same amount of Bitcoin. So there you go. It's proof is in the pudding. Was it 9 months later? We're up about 14%, almost 15%. Okay. Now let's go into the main topic of the thing, of the thumbnail. Here it is. This is our stack. Oh, what happened here? What am I missing here? Just date. Okay, purchase date. This is our main stack since the beginning of this show, May 22nd, 2023. Yeah, we started $5 a day. We moved on to $10 a day, and then we moved on to $20 a day, Monday through Friday, 5 days a week. Okay. And look at our results. Okay, we've saved $9,101 so far on the show here during our live streams, during our DCAs on the show. And since then, we've accumulated 20.6 million satoshis. We're at 0.2 Bitcoin for our DCA section of the show. And if we were to go and try to buy those 20.6 million satoshis today, it would cost us 47% more than we've already paid, right? So that is the difference between saving in dollars and saving in Bitcoin, right? If we were to have put this cash in an actual piggy bank, right? Not only would it still be $9,101, right? But since then, when you price things against Bitcoin, those $9,000 are buying 47% less things, right? Just by the virtue of saving it in Bitcoin, we've grown our purchasing power on those $9,000, right? So let's just go for an example. Let's go into the actual SATS per good sheet. Hard Hodl in the house. And Andrew, what up, guys? Round of applause from the live studio audience for Hard Hodl and Andrew. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Oh, Paul, I see Paul in here too. What up, Paul? Good to see you in here. Okay, so we have this spreadsheet, right, where we track my favorite burrito: beans, cheese, sour cream, and carne asada. That's my jam. Okay, it cost $13.70. Back in October 3rd. October 3rd was when we first started this burrito index. At the price of Bitcoin at that time, in order to spend $13.70, I would have had to accumulate or spend 49,603 satoshis. Okay, so 0.0049603. Sorry, 0.00049,603 Bitcoin to buy a burrito. Okay, now the price of the burrito stayed the same in terms of dollars. It's still $13.70, but that burrito costs me today, at the price of Bitcoin today, it costs me 21,119 satoshis instead of 49,000 satoshis. So I'm buying that burrito because I saved in Bitcoin at a 57% discount since October 2023. If I would have started tracking this earlier, right, or if I would have saved money before October 3rd, 2023, then the price of this burrito would have been significantly more than discounted. Would have been discounted significantly more than 57%. It just depends on when you start tracking it, when you get into Bitcoin. But overall, the trend is that all the prices of things that you need day to day are going down in terms of Bitcoin. Okay, same thing with milk here. Milk is almost at 4 digits. It's still at 10 digits. So anyway, milk cost me $6.99 or 25,509 satoshis. Today, the same gallon of milk that still costs $6.99 at the store is costing me 10,775 satoshis instead of 25,000 satoshis. So again, another 57% off my groceries. Okay, what would you do if you could take your groceries and take 57% off since October? All the stuff you normally buy to live your day-to-day life, if your expenses went down 75%. I'm sorry, 57% so far, right? It's pretty wild, okay? Not to say that I'm spending satoshis now. It's just a hypothetical. The way the numbers work, I'm not spending any Bitcoin at this point. I'm still saving it, right? Because I know that by saving that Bitcoin and that purchasing power expanding, and being able to buy the things that I need day to day to maintain my current lifestyle, the more I stack, the more of that stuff I can afford, and it's gonna get to a point where I can choose to continue to work as hard as I work, or I can ease up on the work and have more of my time, right? Because don't get it twisted, guys. When we look at this chart, that burrito, if I'm making $13.70 an hour, that burrito cost me an hour of my life. Okay, but if I save that money, now I can buy 2 burritos for that same 1 hour of my life, right? It's pretty crazy. So then you get to decide. Once you start making all these savings, like once you start looking at it like in terms of energy and you start to see the whole world differently. You start to see, well, if I just got rid of this thing that I have lying around my house and turned it into Bitcoin, it'll set me up to retire sooner than I was expecting, right? And then you start looking into all these little things that you thought were not a big deal, and then it starts to make sense to penny pinch, right? Because if you start penny pinching and saving, or even rounding up, like I think some apps let you do, you can, if you spend $1.30, it'll round up to the next dollar and take that and stack it for you, right? Even those little things that normally wouldn't make that big of a difference because inflation is so rampant, all of a sudden start to make sense, right? And then you start finding ways and games to play so that you can stack even harder, right? And I'm going a little bit off topic here, guys, but that's kind of the journey I've been on for these past couple of years. Is I start to see things. I see SATS everywhere. It's like that. It's like that. The movie with Bruce Willis where the kid sees dead people, sees ghosts. I see SATS. I see SATS everywhere. Instead of seeing dead people, I see SATS, guys. I look at things and I'm like, shoot, do I really need that right now? Or can I just stack a little SATS instead? Okay. Before Bitcoin, guys, I know I've told this story before, but again, this is all stuff that I want people that are new to Bitcoin to see and understand. When I was first got introduced to Bitcoin and I started like really understanding it, it changes your mindset. It changes your mindset. You start looking at things that you've been spending money on. You're like, man, that was not worth my money. I shouldn't have spent my money on that. I used to be a habitual Amazon shopper. Okay, like I love receiving Amazon packages. You know, it's like a little it's like Christmas every day, right? Or every time you get something delivered, right? And I know I'm not the only one. A lot of people, that's their thing. You know, you need something, you order from Amazon, boom, and it's like there the next day, a couple of days, and you're like, yeah, that's cool, right? And it's always cool to open you know what it is, you ordered it, but it's cool to get stuff. It's cool to buy little knick-knacky stuff, right? And then like once I got into Bitcoin, I was like, man, what am I doing? What am I doing? Do I even need this junk? If I really need this stuff, if I really need it, I gotta like actually prove it to myself that I actually need it. And if I don't use it, it's gonna go back. Or even better, what I started to do is like I'd let myself go through the experiment. Yeah, McLovin, it's wild, right? So I started doing this. I started to go through the process of buying and getting my shopping cart full of stuff that I wanted or that I thought I needed. I let it sit there for a couple of days, and then let that feeling of choosing the stuff and anticipating all that stuff, let that kind of wear off, and realize that, you know what, I don't really need it. At the time when I put it in my shopping cart, I felt like I needed it like tomorrow. Like I gotta order this right now so it gets here in 2 days, right? But then I forced myself to leave it in the cart for 3 or 4 days, right? And then I'd realize, you know what, I don't need that stuff. And by the way, if I would have bought that stuff, I would have locked up some Satoshis into these things. So then what I would do is I would take the total value of the things that I was going to buy on Amazon and I would stack that. I would stack that Bitcoin. I would stack that money into Bitcoin instead and delete the cart, clear it out, and feel as if I bought that stuff. It took the money out of my account and locked it up somewhere safe, because otherwise it's going to be sitting there and I might be tempted to use it. Okay. So there you go. McLevin says, I became a stackopath and Amazon took a backseat. Exactly. It's crazy the way it works. So I'm sharing this story because I've never been a saver, guys. And once I discovered Bitcoin, once I understood Bitcoin, I became a saver. Okay. I became a saver because it makes sense. Once you see the value of your savings actually start to grow, right? You're like, holy crap, this is cool, right? And this is just our data sheet that we've been doing here on the show for like a year and a half. But a year and a half investment up 47%. That's pretty sweet. You know, that's better than most like investment vehicles you could think of, and with a lot less work. I don't have to go get an agent to buy some property. I don't have to make payments. I don't have to have insurance for it. I don't have to have tenants, rental property management. I don't have to have all these extra risks and things. Right? I don't know. All I got to do is buy the Bitcoin, take it into custody, and I'm up 47% for over a year and 5 months so far. A year, 5 months, near 6 months, something like that. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So there you go. That's the straight up truth. That's a straight up information. We have this spreadsheet tracks every single buy that we've done here on the show, and some buys that we did on days when I missed the show. I still did the buy for that day, but there it is. It's what I call the proof of stack. Anybody can check out this sheet. It's available for you to look at it and clone if you want to track your sheets if you want to track your sats like I track my sats. Let's see, sat sheet and the exclamation point sat sheet in the chat. We'll give you the link to the spreadsheet whenever you need it. There it is. It's a Google Docs sheet. You can look at it and you can clone it and track your sats yourself. But yeah, it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild once you start thinking about it, guys. It's yeah. Anyway, so usually during the stack recap, we talk about what Bitcoin is doing so far and how much Bitcoin we're going to buy. The rules are as follows. If the price of Bitcoin is above our average buy price, we buy $20. No matter what, rain or shine or snow, we buy $20 worth of Bitcoin as a baseline. When the price of Bitcoin drops below our average buy price for 2024 of $59,962, then we'll do a double stack. We buy $40 worth. When the price of Bitcoin drops below our average buy price, when the price of Bitcoin drops below the lowest price we've made in 2024, then we'll do a quadruple stack. We'll buy $80 worth. And then we have a couple of special events like when we get 300 subscribers and that kind of stuff where we buy a little bit more. But today, since the price of Bitcoin is above our average buy price, we're going to buy $20 worth of Bitcoin. And we're going to do that right now like we do every Monday through Friday. So let's cue that up because you guys know what's next. It's time to stack some sats. All right. And in case you don't know, I stack over on Strike, on the Strike app. Let me get that link going in the chat, guys. Exclamation points. Strike. I used to be an alcoholic. Now I am a Bitcoiner and an alcoholic. Oh my god. Hard huddle, that's good, dude. Super good. Got me. That was really good. All right, we're buying. I'm over on the Strike app. Hit buy button. Put $20. Hit next. It's queued up. I cut the music. I start the drum roll. We hit confirm, and we wait for the sats to drop. Make it rain. And just like that, we stacked an additional 30,501 Satoshis for today's stack. Let's update the spreadsheet with today's buy. Hard huddle, that's so good. Oh my gosh. For those of you that are not reading the chat, Hard huddle said, I used to be an alcoholic, and now I'm a Bitcoiner and an alcoholic. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, it's so good. I used to be crazy. Then I started stacking Bitcoin. Now I'm eccentric. we go. We bought at 64,948 and 69 cents. About $20 worth. The yield is 0.00030501. It's pretty good. And just like that, we stacked 30,501 Satoshis. We're going to add that to the stack for the full lifespan of the show. The proof of stack. Just like that, each line represents an episode, pretty much. I don't even know what episode we're on. What episode are we on? Today is episode 298. We're getting close to episode 300 in 2 more days. It'll probably be Monday. Yeah, Monday. It'll be Monday. But there it is. Well, no sleep is sleeping now, McLovin. All right. Getting ever so much closer to 0.3 Bitcoin today. The full stack for the StackSats show is at 0.294000255 Bitcoin. And it's crazy to think about it. Almost at 0.3 Bitcoin. Should be there soon. It's crazy, huh? It's crazy. It's crazy. Just to think about it. All right. It's time for the Q&A section of the show. If you have any questions, do put it in the chat. If you're new here and you want to say hello, all you got to do is subscribe and be subscribed for 1 minute so that you can chat. I know it's a big hurdle it's a big hoop to jump through, but it's going to keep the chat free of bots pushing poop coins. I would hate to be Roman's neighbor with with that ruckus on a daily basis. I know. Nobody's taking a nap with the loud cymbal crash. I know. Sorry. Oh my gosh. With a gong. This one. Man. I don't know, guys. I know we're not supposed to look at the price, but dang, it's good. Dang, it's good. All right. I think that's all I got for you guys. Looks like Bitcoin came back down to 64,750 to hit the ADR. Let's see if it keeps pumping after this. I wanted it to hit 65 today. 65. Carl Black in the house. What up, Carl? Round of applause from the live studios for Carl. We stacked Carl. We are almost there. Oh yeah, where's Carlos? Carlos, where you at? We need to see Carlos in here. Okay, we're gonna do one DCA to BTC in honor of Carlos, in case he's watching the replay. And then we'll close out the show with the regular track. Okay? So here we go. Beat this guy here.
Yo. Yeah. I like Quakes. Yeah. It's 2023.
Party time.
Gonna DC.
There's Carlos.
DC, bro. Yeah.
What up, Carlos? 58K gang is out. Did you guys miss the 58K gang? Gonna DC. Gonna BC, I do.
Yo, DCA2 BTC. DCA2 BTC. Monthly, weekly, daily, finna. DCA2 BTC. GBP, USD.
Do you think?
DCA2 BTC. My TZS.
Do you guys still think we're gonna go back to 58K?
DCA2 BTC. Cause every single year I keep losing spending power.
That's my favorite blur right here.
I can't make it back even if I work double hours. And they tell me volatility. What's that got to do with me? Let the bulls and bears fight. DC
That is
BTC.
the lyric right there.
Opportunity when FTX crashed. Oh snap! Look at that.
I'm gonna go back, guys. I'm sorry.
A to BTC, because every single year I keep losing spending power, and I can't make it back even if I work double hours.
Ah, that's it. That's it. That is exactly the premise. That is exactly the mission, the message of this exact episode, and pretty much our whole channel.
And they tell me volatility.
I can't make it back even if I work 12.
I can't make it back even if I work double hours.
That's it.
And they tell
That's
me
it.
volatility.
And the
What's
longer,
that got to do with me? Let
the longer you hold that
bears
stack,
fight. DCA to BTC.
the longer you hold that stack, you won't be able to make it back even if you worked quadruple hours and then octuple the hours and then however many hours you think you're gonna be able to make that up. You'll never outrun that money printer, guys. You'll never outrun that money printer unless you're in Bitcoin.
I saw an opportunity when FTX crashed. Oh snap! Look at that. Yo, BTC is 15 G's. Stack, SATS. Odell keeps on telling me. Stack, SATS. Odell
Shout out
keeps
to
on
people that
telling
stacked
me.
that 15
DCA
Gs.
to BTC, DCA to BTC.
15.5 was my
Weekly
lowest
daily
buy.
Spinner, DCA to BTC. GBP,
Jeez.
USD, DCA to BTC. My TZS, I made it blessed. DCA to BTC. Woo!
That's right. Working harder and harder and getting poorer and poorer.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. DCA to BTC. Yeah, yeah. DCA to BTC. Yeah, yeah. DCA to BTC. Yeah. Stack, SATS, stacking, SATS, stack.
All right, boys. That was cool. Yeah, but just basically that's what it is, guys. I can't make it back even if I work double hours. Damn, son, that's hard. That's real. That's real. I had some I made a breakthrough with one of my friends that I've been talking about Bitcoin for a long time. He's buying. He's in. He's buying, and I'm so excited for him to like be in it. It's so good. So hopefully I'll be able to share more of an orange pill success story with you guys. But this has been one of my long-term orange pilling prospects, I guess you could say, right? I have a lot of iron still in the fire. I have a lot of people that I've talked to about Bitcoin on different levels, you know, like the basics. Go watch this video, explain something to them here and there, and then every time I meet with them, every time I talk to them, every time I have a point of contact, I try to push the conversation a little bit more, just one little notch. And eventually they come around and say, all right, fine. How do I buy some? So I got one at that point today and it's before the show. So I'm like super stoked. I'm like, yes. Anyway, so I'm riding a high today, guys. I just dropped the orange pill on somebody. It's really good. Really good. All right. So let's end the show on that good note with the DCA to BTC playing in the background, and let's roll out the show here. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the StackSats Show. We laughed. We almost cried. We stacked, baby. That's what matters. Stack hard, stack often, and stay orange. Thanks for tuning in, Andrew, Paul, McLovin, Hard Huddle, Leonard, and of course Carlos Jaramillo in the house. I got Andrew already. Who else I get here? Did I miss anybody? Oh, and Satwise Janks, of course, the man, the myth, the legend himself. All right, boys, I'll see you guys tomorrow for the Friday episode of the StackSats Show. But until then, remember, if you ain't stacking, especially right now, you're slacking. Later. And Carl. Good night, guys.